Here are the credit cards that I brought with me on my road trip to Canada. It's gonna be a little bit different because I had to bring cards that would work well in the United States and cards that would work well in Canada. So you know, the credit cards without a foreign transaction fee. But before we go into that, the wallet I brought with me was this Ekster cardholder wallet. Even better too, it's not just the traditional cardholder wallet, but also there's a slot for AirTag, which is really useful because if I was to lose my wallet in Canada or United States or anywhere frankly, since it's using the Apple Find My network, if there's any Apple device that's connected to the internet near my wallet, there's always a way to find it, and it's going to be pretty accurate. And I don't know if you noticed by now, but we're not exactly in the traditional setup I usually do the what's in my wallet videos. Currently, I'm sitting in a Tesla at a supercharger waiting to charge up to get to the next destination. But let's just go ahead and see what credit card strategy and setup I decided to bring with me on the road trip to Canada. First card I brought with me was my Amex Platinum card. Now this card, I specifically brought it for the insurances. I wasn't planning on actually using this card anywhere, but I do know the American Express Platinum card has a lot of benefits when it comes to emergency situations. And I believe if I'm 100 miles away from my home, if I was to need medical attention, any sort of like emergency medical procedure or dentist work, I could get that covered under the American Express Platinum. There's also other emergency benefits, like if you needed to contact a lawyer, if you needed to get in touch with something specific, maybe you lost your passport, maybe you need to, contact the embassy. An unlikely scenario, if for some reason I was to lose all of my credit cards and I just have the American Express Platinum card, then I could at least use that because there are no foreign transaction fees on the Amex Platinum card. Next card I brought with me was the Bilt credit card. Now this is a good credit card to bring. I mean, you get 3 times on dining and 2 times on travel, which is what I'm doing. If I'm going to use this card to pay for tolls, pay for parking, maybe pay for anything else travel related, then I'll easily put on this card. Especially it's nice because there's also no foreign transaction fees, so I thought it would be a good credit card to bring, especially since it's a MasterCard. I wanted to have a variety of different card networks, MasterCard, Visa, the 2 big ones. Not everywhere will take the American Express, especially I know reading from Reddit, a lot of international locations actually don't take American Express as readily as it is in the United States. But if I had my option, I also bought my American Express Gold card. Now the Gold card internationally, it's pretty nerfed. You still get the 3 times back on flights, which for my road trip I didn't need. And you get the 1 times back on everything else, and you still get 4 times on restaurants, which is pretty big because that's more than the Bilt card. However, for groceries, that 4x only works within the United States. So if I was to stop anywhere in Canada, I would only earn 1 times points on groceries. At least it doesn't have a foreign transaction fee. So I'm planning to use this card at any restaurant that takes American Express. This will be the priority card, the first card that I'll use at restaurants. Now if they don't take American Express, then I'll go back to the Bilt card. The next card I brought with me was the Curve card. Now this card on their website says that they're the best card to travel with internationally. Like the other cards I showed you, it doesn't have any foreign transaction fees, so that's definitely nice, but they also said the exchange rate is also better on this card. Plus, if you watch my other What's in My Wallet videos, I have the Bilt card loaded on this card. I can use the Curve card to charge the Bilt card while earning an extra 1% back using the Curve card. So if I was to use the Curve card, I would get 1% cash back on all purchases, and then on top of that, I would also get the same standard Bilt multipliers, thereby just earning extra cash back. And the last card I have in the Ekster Wallet is the Schwab debit card, and this is easily going to be your most valuable card because with this card, it acts just like any other debit card. You can use it to take money out. However, what makes this card special is you can go to any ATM and not pay any extra fees when taking out your money. And this works not only in the United States, but also internationally. So it's definitely going to be a useful card if for some reason a bunch of places don't take credit cards. I don't really know the credit card culture in Canada because every time I've went to Canada, my mom's always got cash and paid in Canadian dollars for everything. Oh, and I forgot the last thing in the Ekster Wallet is my driver's license, of course. From my understanding, you don't have to necessarily provide your driver's license when you reach the Canadian border. However, since I'm driving, of course, I need my driver's license. And because I booked hotels, that's what they're going to use to verify me. Then I also brought my Nomad passport wallet. So what I have in this wallet is of course my US passport that I had to present at the border. And then in this hidden slot, I have my global entry card. And then the first credit card I have in this wallet is the Apple card. And it's pretty useful for international travel because there are no credit card numbers on this credit card. It's completely blank. So I don't have to worry about someone stealing my credit card numbers and trying to go through a whole process of reordering a card. Plus with the Apple card, card, there are no foreign transaction fees, just like all the other credit cards that we went over. And it also adds variety, as the Apple Card is a MasterCard credit card. So I have a good mix of American Express cards and MasterCard that don't have any foreign transaction fees. But here comes the Visa card that I took with me, just in case nowhere takes American Express or MasterCard, and for some reason only takes Visa. I brought my Amazon credit card or my Whole Foods credit card. It's exactly the same thing. It doesn't have the best multipliers on it, like it has the best multipliers on Amazon and Whole Foods, but I may not need to use that. And the other multipliers are just 1 or 2% cash back. So multiplier wise, it's not that useful to me. However, it doesn't have any foreign transaction fees, but it's the only Visa credit card I'm taking with me that doesn't have a foreign transaction fee. So might as well have some variety in case something goes wrong. Always be prepared. I also brought my Ripley's Aquarium annual pass that I got from Gatlinburg, Tennessee, because if you notice on the back, I can get some discounts even in Canada for the Ripley's Aquarium. So I can't necessarily use this card to get into the Canadian Ripley's Aquarium. However, I can get a little bit of a discount if I decide to go. Next card I'm bringing with me is my SavorOne credit card. And this one's probably going to be the most useful credit card to bring with us because you get 3 times back on food purchases and 3% back on entertainment. So like movie theaters, the aquarium, and just tourist stuff. Plus, even though this card doesn't have an annual fee, it also doesn't come with a foreign transaction fee, unlike other credit cards that don't have an annual fee. Oh, and I forgot, I also brought the X1 card, which also doesn't have a foreign transaction fee. It's not my favorite card. I don't like how the points are structured and what you can redeem it for, so this is going to be strictly a backup card. The only other Visa card I'm bringing on this trip. And those are all the cards I'm bringing with me to Canada. And hopefully everything works out, and I'll update you in just a second. Alright, I'm back from Canada and recording this video at another Tesla supercharger, and here are the things that I learned when using my credit cards internationally in Canada. Alright, so the American Express Platinum, I strictly brought it with me just in case if I needed to use the insurance benefits on this card. The Whole Foods Amazon credit card I ended up not needing to use. We also didn't make it to the Ripley's Aquarium, and honestly we didn't do too much tourist stuff, so I didn't need to use my SavorOne credit card. And the X1 credit card I definitely didn't want to use because that one is strictly just a backup credit card. And for Visa credit cards I didn't need to use on this trip. If a place was going to take Visa, they were also going to take a MasterCard. However, the problem came with American Express credit cards. Let me just show you what was in my main wallet. Now the Charles Schwab debit card I did use, I did have a problem at one ATM, but at the second ATM it wasn't a problem. I'm still waiting to see what the conversion rate and what the fee is when using the Charles Schwab debit card at a non-network ATM, which I'll cover in a future video when that reimbursement happens. Now the Curve credit card, the conversion rate wasn't as good as I thought. Like for example, I made a purchase at indigo.ca, which is basically the Canadian version of a Barnes & Noble's. The total purchase price in Canadian dollars was $51.71. The Curve card didn't charge me a foreign transaction fee. However, the conversion is where I lost the money. On the card, it charged me in US dollars $38.49. However, when typing it into a conversion calculator, how much should $51.71 Canadian translate into US dollars? It should have been $38.32. So it's not a huge difference. It was only a 17 cents difference. And it was like this for many transactions. But maybe the conversion was bad on the Curve card. So I tried a different MasterCard, the Apple Card. The only purchase that I used for the Apple Card was at this makeup store. The charge was $80.16 Canadian, and on the Apple Card it charged me in US dollars $59.55. But when putting it through a conversion calculator, it should have only charged me $59.40. Thereby I lost in the conversion about 15 cents. So I don't think it matters which card you're actually using the charge on. If it's within the MasterCard network, then they're gonna use their conversion rates. Oh yeah, and also the multipliers had no problem going through, charging to the right category. Now American Express cards were different. They definitely weren't taken as regularly as it is in the United States. I think out of the places that I went to, only about 30% of them actually took American Express. Like the first bakery we went to get the lava buns, they didn't take American Express or Discover. The ramen restaurant we ate at also didn't take American Express and Discover. However, the second bakery we went to that had the croissants, they took everything, American Express, Discover. The makeup stores though didn't take American Express or Discover. Another bakery just didn't take Discover, and the bookstore took everything. So it's pretty interesting. It seems like if a place didn't take American Express, they also didn't take Discover. But also it seems like Discover is taking even less, because sometimes when I was asking some of the employees what they took, a lot of them are like, what? Discover? What the heck is a Discover? So that's something to know if you have a bunch of Discover cards. Maybe go get some other cards if you're going to be traveling internationally. The conversion rate on the American Express network was way better. Like on the second day for dinner at the chicken chicken place we ate at in Burlington, Ontario, the charge for that meal came out to $79.97 Canadian. The American Express card charged me $59.29. When using a conversion rate, it should have only charged me $59.26, therefore only a 3-cent loss. Compared to the other MasterCard network credit cards, the bubble tea shop that we went to, the total charge was $19.17 Canadian. The American Express Gold card charged me $14.21. When putting it through a conversion calculator, it should have costed $14.21. So exactly the same conversion. I didn't lose any money on that transaction. So it's pretty interesting. Even if an American Express card may not be the best card to use multiplier wise, it may be worth taking the hit of less points for that better conversion rate. Now the Bilt Card. It had the exact same problem as the other MasterCard credit cards. I only made one transaction on this card, which I used at the ramen place, and that charge was $50.17 Canadian. On the Bilt Card, it charged me $37.27 US, but that transaction should have only charged me $37.18. Therefore losing 9 cents. So basically what I learned from my trip to an international country, Canada, American Express has the better conversion rate, however may not be taken everywhere, so at least you still have to carry at least one MasterCard or Visa credit card. I assume Visa's the same. I didn't get the chance to use it, but next time I'll definitely try it. Also, I'll leave my conversion rates in a link in the description below if you want to check that out for yourself, and I'll see you later.